Welcome back to 5 mods in 5 minutes. Today though it's going to be from Mount & Blade 2 Bannerlord. All of these mods work and are tested on version 1.6.3. Anyway, first up today we have Garrison Do Something. This adds 2 new features to castles, and they are honestly great features, and both are able to be turned on or off, and you can make a few tweaks in the settings if you want. The first new thing is patrols, which sends out a small number of troops from your garrison, under 30 men, and they will attack enemies that are near your land, like looters, mountain bandits, and so on. And honestly, it's just so useful, as it helps protect your villagers a little bit while they travel from town to town, and it just makes a lot of sense. Why wouldn't you send out small patrols to secure some land around your castles? The other feature is guerrilla attacks, which basically will just be an event pop-up that automatically happens. So if you accidentally wander too close to a hostile AI castle, there's a chance that you will be attacked from behind, with a chance of some of your soldiers dying or just getting injured. But it always takes you by surprise, leaving you without any way to fight back unless you start a siege. They say this was added as castles were not places you would just happily walk by during a war. And the great thing about these 2 features though is that the AI will also use both of them. So at number 2 we have SiegeTowerFix. And this is seriously my favourite mod of all time. Like, seriously, it's essential. If you want to take the frustration out of sieging a castle, they have made it so people actually use both ladders on a siege tower, and they won't just start randomly going back down it. It just saves so much time, and it just looked so much better, honestly. This was my biggest issue with Bannerlord, so I'm extremely happy about this mod. So next up today we have True Battle Loot. And this just helps with the frustration of seeing a battlefield littered with amazing gear after you win, only to go to the loot screen and just see rags and grain left for you. Now all the loot you actually see on the floor has a chance to show up there, which is just great. But you do also have some other settings to mess around with. You can decide how much loot is split between yourself, your army, and your companions. And obviously, the more you share with them, the more morale your men will have. And if you're too greedy, it will make them pretty unhappy. Now, you do also get the option if you want to loot dead nobles or loot your own dead men. This will come at a cost of being seen as dishonorable though, but you do get some extra loot, so why not? This is just a nice little mod to add some more decisions for the player to make, while helping you not to feel too cheated every time you go to the loot screen. So at number 4 we have Agricultural Estate. This adds the ability to buy land, recruit slaves, and build your very own Amazon towns around the whole world. Jeff Bezos would be extremely proud. No, but for real, I love this mod as it's pretty expensive to get going and it does take time. There's nothing you can just auto rush and earn insane amounts of money too quickly. So anytime you go to, you will get a new land management tab where you can buy 10 land plots for 800 gold each. And then there's 20 undeveloped plots that each cost 200 gold. And after you buy some land, you will have to purchase a land clearance task, which costs 2,000 gold to turn undeveloped plots into usable land. Now, this land's not going to work itself, so you will need the use of some slaves. Basically, just transfer prisoners that you have on you here. There is a max of 100 slaves per town, and to keep them from revolting, you will need to increase patrols, which cost 2,000 gold, and you will eventually need to expand your town storage, which is another 2,000 gold. And both of these, as well as the land clearance, will go to your project queue. That takes a few days per task, and that's why I really like this mod, as there's actually a decent amount of depth, and it can't just be cheesed and maxed out in a single day. Plus, you can set it up to automatically buy slaves from lords that stop by to recruit villagers, and you can get them to automatically sell it to the market, which will give you a little bit less profit than if you decided to manually do it. But if you have too many estates, then this is easily the best method to get some easy money. So last up today we have AI Values Life, which basically each time a battle happens on the map, it calculates the defender's troop count versus the attackers and the defender's valor to decide if they will surrender. But even if they do meet this threshold, they still may not surrender. But if they do decide not to surrender, there's a chance they may actually be killed in battle. They say it's a pretty small chance, otherwise, you know, it would be a bit of an issue if everyone just started dying suddenly. Now, I obviously won't go super detailed into how it works, but it's useful as smaller armies are so much faster and they're just such a pain to catch. So at least with this mod, when you eventually catch them, they may just surrender, saving you losing any troops. Anyway, hopefully you did find a mod here you did like the look of. I tried getting a mix of a few different types of mods. Remember, if you are new around here and you like this sort of content, be sure to subscribe for more in the future. But I'm going to end the video with a massive thank you to all the channel members. We have Bayek Von Quark, Arcane, Damien, Intermio1, Irrelevant, Luke Jarrett, and Zigadelic. But thank you all for watching, and hopefully I'll see you in the next one.